Vuitton are the masters of reinventing the wheel. They have made reintroducing and tweaking and changing slightly core pieces in their collection into an art form and into a very profitable aspect of their business. They are so good at looking at what they already have, what we love, what as consumers we rush to buy and want to have and collect and use, and they change it ever so slightly. They re-release it, they make a tiny little alteration, but that tiny little alteration is enough to make us want to rush out and buy that new piece, to add it into our collection. If you're someone that loves Louis Vuitton, if you love these pieces, these little changes they make are just enough to make you want to spend your money and buy effectively the very same thing that you already own because it's slightly different. When you think about it, it's absolutely genius on their part and it works basically every time they do it. Let's take a very obvious example, although this one I think is an exception, but let's look at Murakami. They recently re-released Murakami, a collection that was out 20 years ago, but it is one of their most beloved collections. There are collectors that can't get enough of this. There are so many people like myself who completely fell for it, who couldn't get these pieces back in the day, couldn't afford them, and as soon as there was the re-release, get my name on that list, take my money. Sorry, could you also see if they would also do a multicoloured petit mal? Oh, and would you speak to them about maybe doing an agenda as well? Because you see all of the pieces that they've re-released. That's not enough. I'm not throwing enough money at your brand right now. I'm not buying enough pieces that I could go on the resale market and buy a vintage piece at a much reduced price. No, I haven't bought enough of those. I want you to see if they can do some more designs. It worked. I fell for it. I bought how many? 8 pieces of that collection, and it's there. It's already there. I could have got it at a reduced price on the resale market. That they re-released as an anniversary collection. They didn't even have to tweak it. They just re-released it to give us people who didn't get the chance back then the opportunity to buy it. But what they are so good at, and what I think is the core message of this video, is that they take the pieces that aren't even as hyped as re-releasing a previous collection to the masses to give you the chance to own that. It's the core pieces that they already have in their collection and they do that little tweak and it's still enough. They did it with the toiletries. They took the toiletries and the first thing they did was they got the toiletry 26, the bigger one than this, that is downstairs. They put leather down the side of it here and they put card slots in it and we rushed to buy it. Even people that had the original toiletries, the 15, 19 and 26, rushed and bought the new one with the leather and with the card slots. Did they then maybe end up in the resale market? Possibly, because if you have these, do you really need to go and buy the new piece, the new slightly different version of it? Probably not, but that is the genius of their brand and their marketing. We all felt like we did need to, or a lot of us felt like we did need to, and a lot of people who had these went and bought the re-release with the card slots and happily did it and paid much more than what you had paid for your original 26 to get one with the leather and the card slots. And then they did the toiletry trio. This I thought was absolutely genius. I have a video on this one. I think it's a great re-release if you don't already have the toiletries. If you don't have these, and you were trying to track them down or buy them, I think Louis Vuitton doing the re-release of the toiletry trio was fabulous. They added beautiful leather colours down the side. They put beautiful bright colours on the inside. I prefer the new versions than my original versions, but sense prevailed with me for once and for a moment, and I thought, you have all 3 of those. You're not going out and buying 3 more. Exactly the same, only with nice pretty colours on the inside. No, Amelia, we have to draw a line somewhere. But so many people did, and I get it, because I was internally battling with myself to tell myself that I was not going out and buying the same 3 toiletries that I already have with little leather slips and little leather colours inside. So I totally get it. I do not stand here in judgment because I wanted to do it. Only for once, my sensible side, which doesn't very often come out on this channel or involved in this sort of stuff, won. And that's unusual for me. But that is a perfect example of taking something they know that we all love and is a staple and core piece in their collection, tweaking it slightly and watching us all run out and go, take more of our money for the same thing. You're not even having to come up with brand new designs because, let's be honest, How many ways is there to design a toiletry pouch? Not that many. So let's take what we already have, tweak it slightly, watch the sales roll in, and watch the bottom line flourish. They then did it with the neverful, the core, the key, my ride and die, my beloved Louis Vuitton neverful. They took it and they turned it inside out. Well, some may say it always turned out inside out, Amelia. Yes, but this time they specifically designed a version, charged you more money for it, that could turn inside out. They put new fabulous colours on the inside, yellows, pinks, reds, leather versions, and you could turn it inside out and get 2 bags effectively for one. You could get a properly designed and printed interior version that you could turn around and wear on the outside as the canvas, the interior to the canvas, or you could wear it as the traditional canvas. You would pay more for the pleasure, but turn it inside out, put a pouch with it, like the pouch that comes, but make it a bit more of a pouch. And we'll re-release that classic, that staple, and we'll make it something that brings us more sales, that attracts a new audience, a younger audience, or people that already have it want the newest version. Can Louis Vuitton lose on that? Potentially not. I do think the Inside Out Neverful maybe didn't actually perform as well as they would have hoped or thought. Certainly whenever the Inside Out Neverful was released, it was still available online. It was still sitting in store. I don't think it got the same reaction as a lot of these re-releases do. Maybe because the Inside Out version, not everybody loved the idea of wearing the bright colours on the outside. And because if you really want to, you can turn the original inside out. And that brings us to their newest re-release. Their newest tweak. Their newest, let's go back into our archives. Let's see what we can find that people absolutely love and adore. And let's do a little something to it. And let's put it back out there. And let's make sure that our sales, because there are rumours that luxury sales, not that they're poor, I've said that in many videos, but that luxury sales are declining maybe ever so slightly. So let's do something about that. Step in the cles, the key pouch, the pochette cles, whichever way you want to call it. This little piece that has been around certainly for as long as I have been collecting, which I've now accepted, Louis Vuitton. And I love it. This is the Paris version, the one that has the Vendôme store. I have in my work bag the plain monogram one. I also have the plain Damier Ebene one. And I have a feeling I have another one, but I'm not exactly... I have the bigger Murakami one, the black one. But of the original, this little size, they were always keyed in to being able to sell these to us collectors or people that like the limited editions by adding them in to the Christmas collections. These have always been in the Christmas collections with some sort of print on them, and people like me rush out and buy them if it's a print that speaks to you, but they've went further. They have re-released this little beauty in different sizes. Imagine that. They have. It started with the P9 leather Speedy. You get a larger pouch with that. Then they brought the larger cles for the Murakami. Let me actually show you those. This is the size of the pouch that you get with the P9 Speedy, and it's in the same colour of the bag that you order. As you can see, good bit bigger than the original cles. These came out. Then they released the Murakami cles, which is also bigger than the original cles. Not as big. Am I telling lies? I'm completely giving you fake news. It's actually the same size. The Murakami is just the multicolour version of this. And this, I would say, was a very popular piece of Murakami because it's easy to use, it's smaller. The Murakami re-release collection was exceptionally expensive. So this was one of the pieces that was probably at a more accessible price point. And it was very popular. So they did this. But what they have now done is thought, that worked pretty well. Let's take a look at what we can do to that and let's get some more sales. Roll in the new sizes and the new releases of the key pouch. In US dollars, the original key pouch in the plain canvas, so the Damier Ebene or the monogram, is $330. If you want it in the leather version, it is $430. But now there are more sizes. Let's go firstly to the key pouch S. The Key Pouch S has obviously been successful and popular because it is showing as Notify Me. It is not currently available at the time of filming on the US website. And the Key Pouch S is $365. So it is slightly larger, but also slightly more expensive. The original Key Pouch, this one, is 4.7 by 2.8 inches length and height. If we look at the Key Pouch S, that will cost you $35 extra. It is 5.9 inches by 3.5. So you're going to get more in there. It's going to be a bigger used pouch. And unless you've been under a rock on social media, they've been about a bit. There's been a lot of people talking about them, a lot of people unboxing them. They are the next thing. This is the new release from Louis Vuitton. The newer Key Pouch, the larger Key Pouch. They've done it again. Louis Vuitton have done it again. They've taken one of their classics. They've taken one of their staples. They've just changed it that little bit. They haven't actually changed it really at all. They've just made it that little bit bigger. And they've watched the sales roll in. If you're not happy with the Key Pouch S, let's go to the Key Pouch M. It is $490. I actually think that one of these, although I would have to look at the different sizes, would be a great cover for an iPad. I don't know if they would be big enough for a laptop, but an iPad could go in there, or they would be a really good travel piece. What it is saying about the Key Pouch M is that it fits passport, cards, has one card slot, and has the large zip pocket. The Key Pouch M is 9.4 inches by 6.1. So, bit bigger of a carry-all, going to get your passports and cards and things in there. So definitely more usable as a pouch than what the Key Clay is, although it's the exact same design, they've just made it bigger, and it's $490 plus tax. Then they have the Key Pouch L, because we're not stopping there. We're taking this original and we're going to bring 3 more sizes. We're going to start with one that's slightly bigger than the original, right? Won't make much difference to what it holds or the usability. So we'll keep the price of that pretty similar. But then we're going to go to a medium and a large, because we're really going to push this back out there and we're going to get more money for what we already know works. This is a piece that we already know in our collection works. So why not take advantage of it? Let's do the Key Pouch L and make it $735. This is available online. And what the website says about it is that it fits a 9-inch tablet or a 6 to 7 inch smartphone and your documents. It has one card slot and the large zipper and the inside flat pocket. Tablet, phone, cards, bigger carry-all. It is 13 inches by 9.3 and it is $735 plus tax. They've done it again. I actually think it's pretty smart. I think it's a fabulous use of looking at your inventory, seeing what the people love and the people want, and thinking how you can change that slightly to make it more accessible. I think these are good pieces. I would love to sit here and say, what are they doing? They've taken these and they've tweaked them very slightly and they want us to buy the same thing and spend more of our money. Well, that's kind of true. But I actually think the different sizes can become more usable. But let's remember the Kirigami. The Kirigami comes as 3 envelope pouches, and you will watch videos on YouTube saying, I'm not sure I have a use for all 3 of these sizes. And that is the only thing I would caution. Before we think this is the new release, the new thing that we want, do you need more? Again, like I said with the toiletry pouches, and I said in the video when I talked about the toiletry trio being released, if you don't have the originals, I think this is an excellent addition. I think the trio version that you can go and buy all 3, of course you're paying for all 3. You can't go and buy one anymore, you have to buy the trio. But if you don't already have the trio and you're interested in them, I think that is a really good addition to their catalogue. Just like with these key clays. If you don't already have the original, if you don't already have pouches, these may be the pouches for you. These may be what works. But what Louis Vuitton are so good at is that even us that have them will want the new ones. Even people that have the key pouch will go and buy the bigger size. Even if it's the Key Pouch S, which is not that much bigger than this one. Let's take this just as a little example. It's not that much bigger. It's not holding that much more. But we're still going to consider buying it when we own this one. Thankfully, again, for me, sense has prevailed. And at the moment, because never say never around here, we all know I can be crazy at times, I haven't went and bought the new one because I have lots of pouches and I don't need the key pouch S that they have tweaked very slightly, made very slightly bigger. And to buy that as well as having this, I don't need that. Funny on a luxury channel, but you know where I'm coming from. The M, passports, things like that, if you don't have a catch-all for your bag. The L, if it fits a tablet, I get the sense in that. But again, if you already have pouches, just pause a moment, because they've done it again. They've taken their inventory, they've made a very slight change, and they've made it so desirable, so collectible. You've already got them. Let's spend more money. Let's buy more. Let me know what you think about this. I know this may be a bit controversial and people might think, no, they're great purchases, and they are. I do think individually these are great additional options to the Louis Vuitton catalogue. What I think though is they bank on people who love Louis Vuitton, who already have them. I've seen unboxings on YouTube of people who already have lots of pouches and cles, but they've now bought the bigger one because it is the new release. And they know that there becomes a bit of hype about that on getting the newest thing, and when they change it slightly, there are so many luxury enthusiasts that are going to go and want to buy it regardless of what we already have and own. Let me know your thoughts. I always think it's very intriguing whenever Louis Vuitton takes something that they already have in their catalogue, tweak it slightly, and then we all run and buy it. And I've been there, so I do not sit here in judgment because lots of Murakami sitting around me, lots of pouches, lots of things. So absolutely, I have been there. I try to battle it because I'm trying not to buy lots and lots of SLGs because I actually don't have a huge use for lots and lots of SLGs, but I totally get it. So no judgment from me. Because goodness knows what I'll unbox in the future. Let me know what you think of this. What do you think of this new key pouch line? The small, the medium and the large, the prices of them. Do you think that it is a way to get us to buy the same thing again? Or do you think it's completely revolutionary for the people that don't already have it? Let me know your thoughts in the comment box. Thank you so much for watching this. If you have found this little Louis Vuitton chit chat informative or just giving you a bit of a crack for the day, please do consider giving it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please do consider subscribing. And if you're not done with me yet, I'm going to leave another video for you on the screen to enjoy. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching me. Please take care and I will see you again in the next one.